My name is Madeline. I'm a fourth semester TM student. In 2023, my husband and I started trying for our second child. And in October of 2023, we suffered a miscarriage. And that was very devastating. And so when I started my first semester of Transformation Ministry in January of 2024, one of the first classes, Rock asked if there was anyone who needed healing for their body. And so I went up front with a bunch of other people. Things got a little bit more specific after they prayed. Jeff asked if there was anybody that I hadn't forgiven in my heart. And so he walked me through a forgiveness prayer for people. And in that time period, I felt something release. And I felt like Jesus had his hand on the top of my head. And right after that happened, one of the other women in a different semester came up and said, I saw a vision of Jesus with his hand over your head, just like I had felt. And so turns out a couple months later, while still in the first semester, we found out we were pregnant. The first semester of Transformation was healed and we were pregnant. And then at the end of second semester, we had our second daughter. And now at the end of the fourth semester that we're in now currently, she'll be turning 1. So it's like a full circle, full moment thing. I had a lot of bitterness from childhood just because I had a lot of difficult things that happened to me before the age of 20. And so I was holding people accountable in my heart instead of releasing them. Like I felt like to a certain extent they owed me something. And coming through TM has taught me that regardless of whether we earthly believe those people deserve forgiveness or not, Jesus calls us to forgive, and you have to walk through forgiveness, not just to release that person, but to release yourself through the blood of Jesus and through his love. And he already paid for all those things on the cross anyway, so we don't really need to hold anybody accountable for anything. There's a happiness and there's a certain joy that has come with it, because it was a burden, honestly, of unforgiveness that I was carrying around. And now just walking in peace in that knowledge that like I don't have to carry around that baggage anymore. Those things have been atoned for through no actions of my own. I've realized the difference between faith and trust. Everyone can have faith to a certain degree, but it's that trust even when you're walking through a season that you've never been through before, and like truly 100% trusting that God's going to see you through whatever those circumstances are. It's gone from like a hopeful reliance to a firm foundation of reliance, in knowing that no matter what I do, no matter where I go or who I see, who I talk to, there's always an opportunity to, one, share Christ's love, share who he is, and knowing that regardless of what the circumstances are, he's going to be walking that path with us, clearing the runway before us and helping us get through all of that. It's just changed the way that I carry myself and the way that I talk to people on a day-to-day basis. Are you genuinely happy carrying around those burdens? Do you feel like life or people owe you something? And if the answer to yes to the second two questions, then I would say that there's a lot of inner healing that can come from going to TM, and there's a lot of learning about who God is, but not just that, it's like who God created you to be. If all these circumstances and all these people hadn't come in, like who were you aligned to be? Who did God create you to be? By walking through TM, you can release certain burdens and things and get closer to who that was and walk in freedom. Why carry around burdens if you don't have to? Why hold people to a standard when Jesus is the standard?